Hi everyone, it's Avery Dawnside and welcome back to another video. So just as a quick disclaimer, this video is very scatterbrained because that is how my week has been. Welcoming Tilly, our new pony, into the barn, and if you didn't see that video, I'll have it linked in the iCard right now. But welcoming Tilly has been definitely an adjustment and a lot of things have been happening. But I wanted to film the first official ride on Tilly in the arena just so that I can watch it later and see her growth. But it did go quite interesting, so make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video to find out what happened and how everything went. But I will see you guys on the ride. Tilly was already inside because last night it rained super hard, so I just gave her some pets and then I went ahead and started on getting her brushed and tacked up. I didn't record picking at her hooves because she's really picky with her hooves and she likes to kick things and it knocked the camera down, so that is not in the video. I'm just gonna start out by free lunging her so she can get some of her bubbly energy out before I hop on. And this is exactly what I meant by bubbly energy. If you guys listened to the last video, I explained that she had a very spunky personality, and this is what I mean. Tilly started to settle down after bolting quite a few laps around the arena, so I just went ahead and started to actually free lunge her this time. Alright, so Tilly has settled down and I'm gonna go ahead, pop on my helmet and my gloves before I go ahead and hop on. So I wasn't able to actually speak to you guys while I was first getting onto Tilly because right after I mounted, she decided to bolt and spook, but I just went ahead and gathered her in a circle to slow her down and figure out what was going on. I honestly wasn't that surprised that Tilly bolted the first time I mounted her because I'm doing the transition of switching her over from Western tack that she used to use at Fort Pinta to English tack, and an English saddle is a much more closer contact directly onto her back, so I think she was just surprised at the weight on her back, and she kept spooking at the bushes, so you're gonna see that throughout the video. Okay, as you might be able to tell from these clips, Tilly's trot was a lot more forward than I'm used to, so it definitely took some adjusting to, but I'm really excited that she's forward because this is rare in my barn. Most of my horses are pretty laid back and chill and don't want to work, so Tilly is very different in that aspect. Tilly was spooked by this bush every time we went around the arena, so this time I just went and walked her by it a few times so that she could realize that it's scary, but it's not a monster, it's not going to attack her, and that it was okay. And after I did this, she was fine going by it from then on out. Next, Next, once Tilly felt ready, I went ahead and got her into a canter, which is actually where things started to go kind of south. Not in the fact that Tilly wasn't working well, it's just every time, you can see in this clip, that I would try and sit in the canter, she would kind of bump me up into the half seat and I would try and sit back down again, and she would bump me back up into the half seat or start bolting like a maniac. And I was really confused by this because there was nothing around us and I couldn't tell what was going on, so I just eventually circled her and brought her to a complete halt so that I could figure out what was going on. Tilly seemed really uncomfortable from this point, so I made the decision just to get off completely and bring her over to Corinne to look at her because something was definitely wrong. Corinne had been watching us in the arena nearby, and she said that Tilly seemed to get really uncomfortable with the weight when I shifted back into the seat, so she recommended that I take Tilly to the vet right away in Silverglade. On the way to Silverglade, I started to get really concerned because I was thinking of all of the things that could be wrong with Tilly. This wasn't something that I was expecting to happen at all because we had been to the vet earlier that week and they said that she was perfectly healthy, so I wasn't expecting anything to happen, but I was anxious to find out what it was. After explaining to Sonia everything that had gone on during our first ride, she decided it was best to take a look at Tilly then and there to see if there was anything physically wrong with her. After examining Tilly, the vet explained that some of the muscles on her back were inflamed, likely from previous bruising, and that was what was causing the uncomfortable pressure from me sitting down on the seat when we were cantering. On the way home from the vet, I decided to call James at Fort Pinta to ask directly if anything had happened to Tilly's back while she was a trail ride horse in Fort Pinta. He explained that she had been ridden using a saddle that was one size too small for her, and that could have caused some light bruising, but he didn't realize the extent to what it was at, so the vet prescribed me some anti-inflammatory to release the pain from Tilly's back and overall help continue heal the bruises that she had from the saddle, and just recommended some light work and resting for her. So as you guys can see from the video, it's been quite an interesting start to Tilly's journey, but this is as to be expected when you're buying a new horse or pony and taking them on as a project. You don't know their background or any injuries they have, so it's okay that Tilly's in the spot that she is, and we can only wish that she'll have a happy, healthy healing time and that she'll be back into work in about a week or a few days. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Avery Dawnside SSO. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!